Yeah, what's good? It's your boy Whispy Woodz. In this video, you guys, we're basically going to have a light conversation about the upcoming movie, The Suicide Squad. Now, DC has had their share of movies, whether flops or actual good ones. This is a matter of opinion, and that's one thing I'm going to get into, and I really feel as though there's no real right way to give an opinion. And no, this doesn't necessarily have to do with anything about the mystery, but it does have to do with common thought and understanding that people do have opinions, but also understanding when those opinions need to conform into one to understand certain things. Now, what I mean about this is the aspects of ideas. For someone to have an idea, it changes a person's view, okay? And this has to do with point of view. When you are making a movie or an art, a book, even a comic book, you have to adapt to certain things, certain limitations, and certain aspects of the medium that you are crossing into. Now, not to bore you too much about aspects of the mystery, I do want to give my personal input and opinion on what I feel as though is going on with the Suicide Squad movie and what they have changed about the original Suicide Squad, and honestly where I feel as though they're adapting certain elements into creating new elements, and why it's important not only with GTA, the mystery, but with life and creation. Now, first thing I want to get into are the characters. Okay, now they have changed severely from their actual comic book adaptations, certain few anyway. Now, this I feel as though has to go in part with creativity and art. Okay, when you are taking something like a book, okay, and you're changing certain aspects, you can have a choice. Okay, you have a choice at looking at something as bad as you want it to be because it doesn't conform to your opinion of what it is. Okay, just because Slipknot, okay, this character named Slipknot does not look exactly like the original, okay, it informs your decision to give an opinion, okay, something that you feel as though should be different, or something you feel as though is right or wrong. Now, again, I don't want to confuse you too much, but I want there to be a focus on what we're doing within the mystery, but it's based on an ethic of understanding, and this understanding is art. Once again, when you adapt certain things, you have to change certain things. And I'm going to run down a little bit of the list. Now, for Boomerang, okay, they chose to keep a lot of his similarities somewhat the same with his present adaptation, okay? The adaptation that we know him to look like now, okay, not the original. The original, Boomerang actually wore somewhat of kind of a dress, and, he was kind of looked at as, a really stupid character and not really that cool. But again, this goes into people's opinion on what they think is cool or not, and which is why the artist and or creator chooses to change certain things with an adaptation. Enchantress is one of Suicide Squad's characters that looks nothing like her original. I mean, aside from certain aspects of green, they really just make her look like a gothic bitch. And I think this is due to symbolism, okay? They understand the ideals of her, so there's no need to make her look, as appealing as any other character that is a female. They know that within symbolism, okay, a witch is an enchantress, and a witch is something to be looked at as evil, okay, not something as beautiful as certain elements of, say, Disney within Sleeping Beauty and certain aspects of other witches being beautiful. What I mean about this, you guys, is that it's literally everywhere, even in the Wizard of Oz, and how the good witch wears the peach, okay? But understand, peach has a duality with good and evil, and it means nature, okay? But you are to see the truth and understand when it is seeing that you are looking at. When it comes to the bad witch, the wicked witch of the West, you have purple from her green when you see the truth. This is a bad witch. This witch is ugly, and they've made a note to make her look as such. Now we have Katana. Okay, Katana is actually one of the characters that they have made a note to look exactly like her counterpart. And it's very interesting that Katana has the rising sun in the middle of her forehead, and the rising sun is a universal symbol for God and the devil, depending on how you look at it within your point of view. Now, we have Rick Flag. One thing that's pretty interesting about Rick Flag is that he is one of the leaders of the Suicide Squad, and he is most noted for his red hair and his father to have red hair. But what's also interesting is that his original outlook was with a yellow shirt. Yellow and red. The peach. The nature, the action, and the danger that lies within the peach. Once again, it's bigger than GTA. We have Croc, okay, from Batman. Or, as you would see him, to be a lizard. And honestly, you guys, they got him spot on. And I applaud them for, honestly, getting him looking exactly like his character. I mean, that's beautiful. I applaud that 100%. That is fucking amazing to me that they took the time to make Killer Croc look exactly like the Killer Croc we know him to be. Now, one character I'm going to get into before I get into the last two is Diablo. Okay. Now, Diablo is a well-known character within the Suicide Squad, okay? But he's also a representation of the devil and fire, okay? Now, it's pretty interesting that they deck him out in tattoos. And what do we know within the mystery to be evil? Tattoos. Now, one of the main things that I chose to avoid until now, so that we can kind of have somewhat of a discussion about it, is Will Smith playing Deadshot. I find it very interesting that when it comes down to, once again, an adaptation, when taking one art form and changing it into another, be it a comic book into a movie, you invert certain things, like him being a white man and now he's black. Again, this can be due to just opinion, and what the director and developers figured was their opinion of what they wanted. But it's very interesting that it all kind of coincides with the things that we have been searching in the game. And the last thing I want to talk about here is the aspects of a clown and Harley Quinn. Now, I'm sorry you guys, but they fucked this bitch up. And that's just my opinion. That is a terrible ass costume. She is absolutely dreadful. They could have did way better. I mean, what in the fuck? Like, don't get me wrong, I'm not just judging this on the original costume and saying that she needs to look exactly the same. It's obvious that they're using the Arkham City type of Harley Quinn here, but, I mean, let's be honest, that shit is trash. Absolute fucking trash, and I don't know what the directors were smoking when they thought about that bitch or even drew her up, but, you know, that's a matter of opinion, and all of these characters are supposedly evil, and all of their aspects have to do with things that we have been looking up in the game. And if you don't think so, realize A noose, a boomerang, an aspect of something that goes around in a circle. Enchantress, a witch that is tied to green and nature. The rising sun, katana, the sword. The peach, military. The clown, the red eye, and accuracy. The lizard, and El Diablo. Okay, I want you guys to understand what I mean about this entire video. Is this video about GTA, or is it about aspects of life? The answer is both, and you have a choice to look at it in either way. You can go on with your life and have opinions about movies, music, and entertainment as if it was just there to just entertain you, or you can understand the message that it is bringing and not be so pissed off at the creator for giving their outlook on what they see, like making Deadshot black. You can be pissed off as much as you want, but it's not going to change the creator's decision to decide. And this is no different than people being atheists and being pissed off that God is not answering your prayers. Understand the bigger picture and that God is around depending on how you see it. I appreciate all of those who actually gave the time to listen to this video, and I appreciate your choice to understand every bit of it. And I would truly appreciate your opinion on the new Suicide Squad movie coming out, and your opinion on the aspects of the mystery being grounded into deeper aspects of life. Thank you. The ability or discretion to choose. Free choice. Free will. Who gave us free will? God. And you have a choice to look at it in either way, in either way, either way. And you have a choice.
Crawling up your ass. A, B, or C. Time's ticking, pal. Beep, beep, beep. And your answer is...
And you know what? Man, fuck you.
Genius answer, pal. Total genius, but...
And you know what? Man, fuck you.
Genius answer, pal. Total genius, but time is running. Think about it. Time is running.